Today we're comparing two of the best cities in the state, Raleigh and Durham, North Carolina. We're going to jump into schools, things to do, restaurants, but stick around to the end because I'll go over just how much it costs to actually live in these cities comfortably. My name's Chandler Ward, real estate broker here in Raleigh, North Carolina. If it's your first time to the channel, myself and my team help folks just like you relocating to cities like Raleigh and Durham every single day. We'd love to help answer any questions you have as well, but first, what's so great about Raleigh and Durham? Around 485,000 people call Raleigh home, making it the second largest city here in the state of North Carolina by population. Not only is it the state capital, it's also the anchor for the Research Triangle Park located here in North Carolina that is the largest in the entire country. Durham was founded in 1869 and has deep roots in the tobacco industry. Because of RTP, Durham has grown to a population of around 300,000 people. With the growth in both of these cities, certainly there are some growing pains like traffic. It is definitely a little bit harder to get around in the Raleigh area. Commute times to the office in the mornings and the evenings are going to be a little bit longer in Raleigh, generally speaking. Getting back and forth to the Research Triangle Park is also a little bit quicker from the Durham side. It's going to be about 15 to 20 minutes, whereas in Raleigh it's going to be about 25 to 30 minutes. There are also lots of large venues in the Raleigh area, so be sure to be on the lookout for game days, special events, and certainly the State Fair in the fall as well. Not only is Raleigh home to the State Fair once a year, but there's also tons of things to do here in the Raleigh area. I've broken this category down into free and paid events. On the free side, Raleigh is often referred to as the Smithsonian of the South, with dozens of different museums to choose from to go and visit. There's also over 200 parks here in the local area as well. Hundreds of miles of hiking and biking trails, and then you've also got access to Falls Lake, which is really great for fishing, boating, and spending some time out in the water. I would say the largest difference between Durham and Raleigh is often going to be the size of the venues. So Raleigh is home to PNC Arena, which hosts NC State Athletics, and our NHL team, the Carolina Hurricanes. We've also got Walnut Creek, which is a very large concert venue. We have Red Hat Amphitheater downtown, and then there's also a plethora of live music at all of the bars and areas to visit downtown Raleigh on the weekends. Lots of great rooftop bars as well. Most of the venues in Durham are going to be a little bit smaller compared to Raleigh, which is great if you are looking for that intimate setting. There are tons of art galleries throughout Durham, North Carolina. Some of these you do have to pay a fee to enter. However, there are tons of free galleries to visit. The Duke Rose Gardens is probably one of my favorite things to do in the Durham area. There's also the Museum of Life Sciences, the American Tobacco Campus, Eno River State Park, and there's also tons of film and dance festivals that go on throughout the year as well. In addition to these free things to do, Durham is also home to the Durham Bulls minor league baseball team. You have all the athletic events affiliated with Duke University. Certainly lots of events going on over at DPAC. If you're looking for a little bit smaller and more intimate scene, you can go catch a show at the Carolina Theater. And then a few blocks north of downtown Durham, you have the very popular Boxcar Arcade and several breweries to choose from as well. Not only are there plenty of fun things to do in both of these cities, but it's also a great place to crack down and hit the books. Durham, North Carolina is home to the prominent Duke University, as well as North Carolina Central University. Raleigh is home to NC State University and Shaw University. Perhaps the most controversial comparison between these two cities is who is on top for the food scene. There are certainly no shortage of food options between the two. Raleigh has a very diverse food scene, and Durham very famous for its farm-to-table restaurants and Southern cuisine. If I was eating a perfect day here in Raleigh, North Carolina, I'd be headed to Big Ed's for a big healthy breakfast, then going to my favorite lunch spot in North Raleigh to grab a sandwich from Southern Craft, maybe getting a little bit fancy and headed to Angus Barn or maybe Pool's Diner for dinner. If I was in Durham, I'd be going to Press, right next to the Durham Bulls Stadium, for lunch or breakfast. Dame's Chicken and Waffles, certainly a great famous option as well. Then headed over to King's to get a sandwich for lunch right there downtown also. And then Durham has some great Asian restaurants, which is one of my personal favorites. They've got places like Juju, Elements, and M Sushi has certainly become very popular. Couldn't talk about both of these cities without mentioning barbecue, but that is a whole nother video in itself. So there's great places to eat, great things to do, but how much does it actually cost to live in these cities, Raleigh versus Durham? So there's certainly been tons of inbound growth because of the Research Triangle Park that has certainly affected both Raleigh and Durham. In Durham, there are going to be lots of job positions for hospitals and certainly in the education industry. Over in Raleigh, you're going to have some more opportunities in finance and insurance, and because it is the state capital, you're going to have lots of government jobs as well. The Raleigh median household income is around $75,000. Durham just beneath them at $74,000. Groceries, utilities, and other general expenses are going to be about the same because of their close proximity to one another. There's also great healthcare options for both of these cities. The largest difference between the cost of living in these two cities is the median home sales price. So here in Raleigh, over the last 12 months, median sales prices were about $430,000, while in Durham, they were about $412,000. Though median incomes are right at around $75,000, a recent study published by CNBC and Smart Asset estimates that households need about $103,000 to live comfortably in the Raleigh area and about $99,000 to live comfortably in Durham. So in summary, Durham is a little bit cheaper to live in. You also may want to think about living in Durham if you are commuting back and forth to RTP. Also great working opportunities both in the education and healthcare space. Also lots of things to do as far as the arts, parks, and certainly sporting events go here in the area. Tons of different restaurants to choose from and a really strong sense of community even as the population nears 300,000 people. Raleigh, on the other hand, is going to be a little bit more expensive. You certainly do have the pros and cons of living in a larger city. You're going to have access to a few more things to do, some larger venues, but you are going to be dealing with a little bit more traffic. It's also fantastic for families as we have a great school system here in the Raleigh area, parks, museums. If you found something useful from this video, please like and subscribe. Be on the lookout for our video next week. And as always, if you have questions about Raleigh or Durham, please feel free to reach out to us at our contact information below. My name's Chandler Ward, and I'll see you guys next week.